Does fear hold you back? I know it did for me. I remember a time when I had this awful feeling in my stomach when I heard someone spanked my child. I knew I didn't like it and I didn't want it to happen again. And yet I didn't have the courage to say anything. I didn't know what would happen if I did. I mean, was it that bad? Probably not. But the feeling that I had was not good. I thought I would get talked down to if I said something, made to feel that it was okay by them, made to feel that I wasn't a good parent. And yet I wanted to protect my child and didn't feel that I could. I left feeling very discouraged. And at this point, I started to pay attention to what was happening, how my child was being treated. Was she safe? And I soon realized how I had been treated all these years. And if that was how I was treated as an adult, what were they doing to my child? I then began to start seeing a counselor, and he gave me tips to be able to stand up for myself and for what I believed in. And I remember the first time I finally said something to this person. I remembered things I could do or say to make it through the situation, and it was so hard. I had so many feelings going on inside of me. It felt like I was in this conversation for so long, and yet it wasn't even a couple of minutes. I remember repeating the same thing, and it was, "I'm sorry you feel that way." Now, I wouldn't use this phrase now to somebody, but at the time, it was all that I could do or say to not take on their feelings, to not make it my fault for what was happening. And as I walked away, I remember feeling so proud of myself for speaking my feelings, for saying what I didn't like and that I wanted it to change. That minute after leaving was such a great feeling. Now, I had to have more of these moments, and it didn't get easier, and it didn't go away. The encounters got harder and harder because there was so much more pushback from the other person. They had a more dominant personality than I did, and there was no fighting that. I had to figure out a way to do it that worked for me. And at this time, I was also listening to Tony Robbins. He had explained the 6 needs that shape our actions and decisions. And these are certainty, variety, significance, connection and love, growth, and contribution. And as I learned more about this, I learned more about why people do what they do. I started to understand this person on a deeper level. I wanted to love this person, yet still allow my boundaries to be enforced. I understood why they did what they did. And this made it a little bit easier to deal with the harshness that came from them. And I was still able to have love instead of having hate and anger for this person. I knew this was a better way for me to handle what was happening. I knew this was the path that I needed to take with them. Now, I know this person was teaching me many things that I would encounter with other people over the years. It was a big stepping stone for me. I learned many things. I learned how to stand up for myself, how to stand up for my child, and still have love instead of hate and fear ruling over me. I knew that this was one of the best decisions that I had started with. Thank you for listening to today's episode. I hope you found some value in it, and until next time, embrace your courage within you.